Welcome back and welcome into the channel. It is Friday, February 6th. We are on Mall World, specifically because our Slumber Island is where we have our big event that's going to be taking place tomorrow. So we're going to finish getting that ready. We have started it. We started it last weekend. Actually, this past weekend on Sunday, I think it was. We haven't gotten any Figment play for a while, so we're going to start with her because we need to get some materials from her storage so that Sandman can use them to build some stuff for the field that the game is going to be on tomorrow. So we're going to start with that. We have been playing a little bit off stream, as you can see here. We've been wondering on all these streams when Nook's Cranny is going to upgrade. Well, they just told us yesterday. We weren't filming, but it is under construction today. So it will reopen tomorrow, in game tomorrow. So finally we get the upgraded Nook's Cranny. So we don't have anything in here. We have been saving all of our hotel stuff that we buy, our hotel souvenirs, so that we can make sure we're not buying duplicates of stuff unless it's stuff that we want duplicates of. Oh, somebody left a book. She's probably not going to know who this belongs to because she hasn't really talked too much to the villagers. So yeah, someone lost this. Okay, so we're going to have to try to take a guess. Oh, hey. Oh, finally we learned this reaction. This is what I do. Some folks call it pouting, but I say it's me telling the world to quit being mean. Anywho, we need Sandman to learn this one. She's so cute. Let's see if this book is hers. Did you drop this? Let me see. It is a book. Oh, okay. Well, okay. At least they tell us like who it belongs to. So let's go find... Oh, Tams! Hi! I think this is her second time staying in the hotel on this island. Okay, we need to find Pierce. Oh, actually, also... Does she know this one? Is this one that she left for Sandman? Yeah, okay. Couldn't remember who left it for who. So, let's see here. Pierce. Where are you, Pierce? Does she have the megaphone? We also did get the storage shed, finally. Get something out. Does she even have... She does not. Okay. That is okay. So we did finally get the storage shed because Sandman paid off his basement and then also upgraded his storage. So we finally figured out that that's how we can get the storage shed DIY from the Nook Stop. And we got Lobo at our hotel as well, it looks like. Of course, we have Lobo over on the island of Clue. So he's probably here for a little vacation. All right. Figment hasn't worked her way up quite yet to getting the patterns from Sable. But let's see what they have in here. And then we'll get our materials out for Sandman to start building. bone tee, lacy shirt. Festival is going to be coming up, so we are going to have them do that because they have never done any holidays yet. So I think we have these, but let's go ahead and get those. We're not going to wear it out because we're going to save the dress for Festival Day. All right. And of course we can't go to Nook's Cranny because it's closed, but let's just check and see what the hotel has today in their souvenir shop. Oh, we have also, we did this road last time, and we bought the ramp and it's finished construction. Then we went ahead and built another ramp here so that we can get up to the 3rd level. So we did that off stream as well. Of course, we've got our tidal wave beach over there. We were also talking last time about potentially shortening the beach as well, or the tidal wave, and we did do that as well. So we can see that on here because we do need a city street coming up here and going to the left of the beach. So we did need this area to be a place that we could put a road. So we made the tidal wave a tad smaller, but it's still up there like that. Got our little surfboard here. We put our ladder here since we've got the ramps over on the other side. Oh, does she have that? Yes, she does. Okay. Still no roses that have grown, so that's kind of disappointing. We are going to need to do our flower garden up and figure out where we're going to put the flower garden. We need to make the path and the bridge for this area here for her theme park, and we need to do her paving for the theme park here. Oh, we got our money tree here. We have moved our money trees all to one spot now, so we've got those all organized, which is splendid. So we will go take this over to where we have our money trees. And we will go this way. Oh, actually, I forgot to look at the secret beach to see if Red was there. He is not. So that is okay. We will have plenty of time to get red paintings and do all that. I want to put my money tree away while I'm thinking about it before I forget. Alright, so we have this, this, this. And we'll put our money tree in the ground. That's taken care of. Also, while I'm thinking about it and while resident services is right here, I am going to log into the ABD so that we can keep our maximum Nook Mile points because we do need all the Nook Miles we can get. Don't want to lose any out on those, so we want our 300 instead of just going back down to 50. Oh, maracas. Oval glasses, bear tea, 5 tea. KK Groove, let's go ahead and get that. And then there should be a new mask in here that we don't have yet for the Carnival. And also they started selling the hearts for the Valentine's Day. Let's get that. Okay, cool. We've already got these. We've already got this. So we're good there. And plus I think that's 5 things anyway, and it doesn't let you buy more than 5 things. So I think we're good there. So those will come in the mail tomorrow. Ba, 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 ba. All right, hotel, and then storage. It's a shame that she can't go to the Slumber Island to do construction. Oh, message in a bottle, summer shell. Because then we could have her doing some of it instead of just always Sandman. But we'll have her do some more island construction next time instead of Sandman, since he's doing primarily doing the Slumber Island construction. 2,000! Awesome! All right, so what do they have in their souvenirs out today? Shelving, tubular table, no, I've got those. Cool. All right, storage. We've got some fruit trees along here. We're going to need to put the rest of our fruit orchard all in one place so that we have everything together. Of course, Applewood Drive is over here. Oh, here's Pierce. We are looking for you. Here's a book of yours. Did you drop something? Ba, ba, ba. Huh. Hey, it's my long lost workout journal. Sweet, some clothes. My old tunic tank, ew. Ew. Alright, so that gets us some Nook Miles. Oh, for friendship stuff. Nice. Sweet. That's always nice. Alright. Here's Applewood Drive. These are all apple trees here, so they're going to be growing in. We got the pear trees there. We'll probably plant a few more of those as well. So I think we're going to have 6 of each fruit tree that we can harvest. So, over to our storage here. We need to put some stuff away. And then let's get some stuff out. Do the hokey pokey and we'll turn ourselves about. Okay, so we need... Okay, not that. Oh, we don't have very many. What about wood? We've got some wood. Not very much of that either, though. Dang. Okay, so we are going to, oops, leave this right here. That skid actually startled me a little bit. I wasn't expecting it. Okay, so there's 60 iron nuggets. So he can make some stuff, because we're going to need to make some fencing. We want to see who's crafting to get the daily crafting recipe. So let's just take a browse through here. Yesterday it was Naomi and she was cooking something. Oh, and she's crafting today, so it seems to be always Naomi for the past few times. Oh, yes we have. What are you making? What you doing? Coconut juice. I think she has that. I'm just turning my mic here. There we go. I was daydreaming, you see, and the design came to me. Then, just like that, I made it happen. Sweet. I think on Potpourri they have like 8 of those, so they've all learned it, and then they keep getting it. So we should have given that to them, given that to Figment and Sandman before she came over. In fact, what we need to do is have like an inventory day where all the other islands bring over all their duplicate stuff and all their extra stuff and just bring it all to Mall World. Have a mall day, as it were. Shopping in the mall. Sandman and Figment can just shop to their heart's content. Okay, so we got our crafting recipe, we got our storage stuff. We logged into the ABD, we did some shopping. Okay, so she's done. We'll have her get the fossils and stuff later on off stream because we don't need to do that on stream. So we want to start building our stadium, our football field, or continue and finish building our football field. We already started it. So we will get Sandman back on here. Mr. Sandman. Can Mr. Sandman come out and play? Alright. Usually the loading screens are a little bit faster on the Switch too. We did make some designs off stream too, because that would have taken forever on stream, especially because it took us like 5 sets of numbers to finally decide on the ones that we actually like for the field. Because I know last time we started making our field, we were actually making it north to south. We have since changed it, and you'll see on here. Okay, that's all stuff that we can get later on. So let's go to a Dreamy Land here. But we changed it to be going east to west so that we can actually see the players on the field as we're playing the game. But we have our designs. We originally just made numbers like this, and we were going to put like for like the 20-yard line we were going to do the 2 and the 0 and then with a line, but that would have taken up more than what the yard would be. So then we made numbers with the lines in them, and then when we placed them down to kind of test it out and see what it looks like, and we figured they were too small, so then we made bigger numbers. So we've got like 3 sets of numbers here before we finally decided on the ones that we're going to use for the field. We've got our middle logo here. We've got our 2 team logos here. Of course, we didn't do these. We're not this good. So we had to use our portal to get these. Some wonderfully talented people actually made these logos here for the game. So let's go ahead and get our snooze on and go to Slumber Island and finish up our field. Put our numbers down, put our fences down, put our tackle things down, and our field goals. We need to do our field goals as well so that we can have those in there too. Yes, we would like to dream about my Slumber Island. Hope your Friday is going great. If you are an American football fan, will you be watching the game on Sunday? Who are you going to be rooting for? What are you most excited about? Or do you just like the commercials? Tell me everything. All right, here we go. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so the field is going to look a lot different from how it looked on Sunday when we first started working on it. Because it was north to south when we first started working on it, and now we've made it run east to west. So you can see kind of on the map here, we've got it set out east to west now. West to east, east to west. We moved our house. We were going to have it exactly centered, but it didn't quite line up right to be exactly centered from the pier area, or from the place where we come in, where our beds and stuff are. So it's kind of close to exactly in the middle. So this is going to be the 30 yards, since it's not enough space on here to do the full like 50 yard as the center and have a 100-yard football field. We just have a 60-yard football field. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and put our path here. We want to, this is going to be too big for our logo, I think. Oh, first we need to import our patterns. We want to bring over design. We want to bring over I'm going to replace, actually no, hold on. This is vert line. Okay, so we want to replace this one. So bring over design. We want to do the 05, the big 05 for the large. And then we're going to do the big 10. Then we're going to do the 15. I know on a real football field it's not in increments of 5, it's in increments of 10. But since ours is a little bit smaller, we're doing increments of 5 so that we can have more placeholders on the field. Oops. Bring over design. 20. And then we're going to have 25. And then we're going to go ahead and do the 30 to replace that. And then we're going to have the line, vert line here. Okay, so we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now we're going to have our midline large. Then we're going to have our middle logo, which would serve as the Super Bowl logo on the real field. And then we're going to go ahead and do our two team logos. Oh gosh. Replace the, oh geez. We got some work to do now to replace all this stuff here. Okay, so let's get rid of all this just so we're not confused. Okay, so we're going to have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 on each side, and then 30 across the middle. And then the lines to be like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we got to put it on both sides of the field. Okay, we can get rid of all of these because we don't need all of these out here, because originally we were going to have 25 be our midpoint and have 50-yard field instead of 100-yard field, but then we decided to go ahead and do the 60-yard field instead of the 50-yard field. So it's going to have a little bit more space because we went horizontal instead of vertical for the field. Because if we had stayed with vertical as the field, like we were going to be doing originally, then the first end zone would have been here, and as the players are playing, like you can't see the players that are all the way out the other side. Unless you're like running all the way over to here, you can't see like the whole field all at once. So that's why we decided to kind of go east to west here, because at least you'll be able to see more of the field from a, like if we did this, I think we're going to be able to, no, maybe not. So anyway, that's why we decided to do that. There's 25. That's 15. I'm going to keep that there. I think that is where the true 15 was. I think we replaced 15 with 15. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave the 10 there because I think we're correct on that as well. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, we erased 20, 25, 30, and then we got to do all the ones on this side here, and then our 5 here. We need to put our end zones in so that we know whose side is whose. And then we also need to put our numbers on this side. Although I don't think there's a way we could flip our designs upside down, because the numbers on this side should be facing that way instead of this way. But I'm not going to do double designs, one facing one way and one facing the other. We're just going to keep our numbers just the way they are here. So we wanted to make this a tad smaller in the middle because we don't need it to be this big, because I think it's only going to take up, actually let's see, for our logo, let's actually what if we did this? And then, oops, I didn't mean to do that. If we have, will it put just a plain, we don't have just a plain white. We may need to get a plain white to put in the middle there, but let me see. If we got rid of the dirt paths here and just had that, maybe we should put the logo on everything, like the whole thing, just so this is the center of the field. Okay, and then let's switch to our big line. And then we'll put our big line all the way through, because that's our exact center of our field. And then we'll put the thinner lines on all the other numbers there. Okay, and then we need to get our 30. Oh, we need to put our let's get our big line here. Cool. All right, so that's going to be our middle of our field. And then we'll be able to put our team logos on the left and right of that. Let's get our 30. Sweet. Alright, so now we need our thinner line. We may tweak that 30 to have a thicker line because it kind of looks weird having a thick line and then a thin line. But we can always do that off stream here. Okay, so we've got our 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, and then we'll get back to our line. Nineteen, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! Woo! Okay, so now we need to do the other side as well. Okay, so we have our... I'm just going to go through and do all my lines first so that we don't have to keep switching back and forth between the pattern here, just to go a little bit quicker. So here's 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! Whee! Alright, while we've got our line, we do need to go ahead and do that over here as well. So we will go ahead and do that. Okay, so here is 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll go on to the other side here. So here is 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. All right, so let's get our 5. And then we'll get our 5 on the other side. And then our 5 over here, which is already there. And then we'll get our 5 on the southwest side here, which is already there. Okay, so let's do our 10 now. So this 10's already there. I think we've got a 10 over here. Got the 10 here. Robert Sprite, how's it going? Oh, soccer field. Close. It's for the American football, for the Super Bowl that's going to be... Our game is going to be tomorrow. We're having an Animal Crossing Pitfall Bowl. The first annual Animal Crossing Pitfall Bowl. In honor of the Super Bowl that's this Sunday. There are going to be commercials as well, so definitely check in for all of that. Just like in the American Super Bowl game with the $8 million commercials for a 30-second commercial, we're going to have a commercial or two in our game that we're going to be broadcasting tomorrow. Okay, so I've got my 5, I've got my 10. Let's get my 15. 5, 10, 15. How's your Friday going, Robert Sprite? Mr. Sprite. 15. I need to get my 15 on the other side here. Okay, we've already got our 15 on this side. Then we'll go over here. Get our 15 here. 15. And then our 15 on the northeast side here. Okay, now we're getting our 20. 20. And then our 20 on the northwest side. And then I think we've got our 20 down here. It's always fantastic. Nice. Good. Glad to hear it. 20, and then 25 is our last one. And the more I look at that thin line 30, the more it kind of bugs me, so we might go ahead and just kind of tweak that. 25. Then we will get our 25 here. And then our 25 here. And then I think we already have our 25 at the bottom here. We don't have any new villagers. The newest one we have is Ruby, the white rabbit. We got her as our 9th villager. That is one thing that we do want to do. Probably Sunday morning, we probably want to do a villager hunt to get our 10th villager, so we can actually start trying to work towards 5 stars on the island. We did have a lot of really cool hotel guests, excuse me, today. Like Tammy and Lobo and some anteaters and stuff, but we didn't get to say hi to them yet. Well, we said hi to a couple of them, but not the majority of them. Okay, so we've got our center. I think we want to put our team logos now. So we will have the Patriots will be on this side. And then, let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get our Seahawks. And there is a very specific reason why we have the Seahawks on this side and the Patriots on this side. Because in the United States, Seattle is over on the northwest, Pacific Northwest. And of course, the New England Patriots are more eastern. So that's why we chose the sides that we chose. So we want to make our end zones now. I think what we're going to do is just do, since we can't have like a huge single logo like you would see on a real football field end zone, we're going to do I already have the Seahawks. We're going to place the pattern all the way filling up the whole end zone like this. Because that's the closest thing we can have to like a one huge Seahawks logo or one huge like Patriots logo across the end zone. So that's what we're going to do for those, just to kind of makeshift our end zones there. Then we'll get our field goal little contraptions. I think we decided we're going to use the little party arch things to kind of serve as the field goals, because that's the closest thing we could find to a field goal apparatus, as it were. And then we'll need to get our fences put up, because once we load the players onto the field, we don't want them walking off the field. We want them to remain within the confines of the field when we start the game tomorrow. All right, got this, got this. Do you follow football at all? Are you a fan at all of the football Super Bowl teams or anything like that? I think this game is going to be really funny because of the 2015 game, which was the Patriots versus the Seahawks. And the Seahawks had it in like the last like 10 seconds. They had it cinched. They would have won if they had just, they were like right at the end zone, and all they needed to do was just like get one score, and they were just like right at the end zone there. They could have won it if they had just like plowed through, but they decided to throw it and it was intercepted, and just game over. Patriots won. It was so, like, down to the very like few seconds, it was like, oh, why'd you throw it? Everybody, all the Seahawks fans, why'd you throw it? Why'd you throw it? So I was always joking with some of my Seahawks friends at work. I was like, do you still have PTSD from 2015? Because it's the same two teams. Of course, there's different players than there was in 2015, because that was like 11 years ago. But I love the NFL, not really. I love the XFL, but not. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not familiar with the XFL. I don't really like follow the stats and the who's been traded to who or anything like that, but I'll watch the games if it's on, and I'll root for like teams based on like people that I know, and like that's how I have a stake in my teams. I'm not like really a diehard following the stats and all of that, and who's going to be the underdog and all that kind of stuff. I watch the games and I root for the teams and can appreciate the plays and stuff like that. But it's fun entertainment. All right. Ba, ba, ba. We planted 5 more apple trees on Applewood Drive, and they are almost grown in. Probably in the next in-game day, I think they might be grown in. So then we'll have a total of 6 apple trees along that side. And then we got to plant our pear trees and our oranges, and I think we want to have a total of 6 of each kind of fruit tree. So we need oranges, peaches, cherries, pears, and apples. All right, so we've got that. We don't need this anymore. Oops. I always do that. We don't need these anymore because that was just our placeholder for how far out we wanted to put the team logos. So we'll get these erased here just to kind of make it look a little bit more party. And I'm thinking now, actually, as I'm looking at the middle, maybe I want to... No, I did want to keep that there. Okay, so... I want to redo this whole thing here, I think. I wish that when you have a curved underlying pattern, that the custom design pattern was also curved instead of just being straight. Because it's kind of like I wanted to keep this middle point curved, but I want the underlying design, I want the custom design to be curved too. But I guess I don't get to have that option. Okay, so we'll get rid of this here, keep that curved. I want to put dirt all the way underneath here, and then actually maybe we want to put something else underneath that to kind of make that stand out a little bit more. So I think that's what I'm just going to leave that there for now. I think I want to get like a white pattern. I think off island I'll make a white pattern that we can put underneath that to kind of have that there. So then we need our Patriots pattern for their end zone. And then we'll go ahead and set that up here. All right. Ba, 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 ba. Wow, the designer of this pattern did a really, really awesome job, because this is a small, when you get into the face detail, it gets so small, and it's hard to make the detail in the face with pixel art. So hats off to these designers who designed these logos for the Patriots and the Seahawks. I think I screenshotted their name as I was searching for the design, so I'll have to go in on my regular island and look for that, because it'll say like the name of the creator and it'll have their creator code. But definitely a great job on these patterns. I could never have done such a good job on these patterns. It took me like a whole 3 or 4 hours just to do my stupid numbers for my field. So trying to do this would be like, oh, forget about it. It would take me 3 days. Some people are just super talented at that pixel art designing and being able to change the colors and do the lines. They can do it like freehand or like with the joystick. I look up templates online and kind of base some of my designs that I make, like my Get Yeti thing. I kind of got the base picture of a Yeti and then just kind of like worked around that to get like the Yeti face and then the Yeti body for the second one, because I've got 2 Get Yeti designs on Potpourri. But that one took me a long time to do as well. And then the Winter Soldier Black Widow design that I have on Potpourri, the one I call Winter Widow, that didn't take me as long because they're just basic shapes against the black and silver background. But I'm really proud of that one too. It's fun to just do like pixel art designing, just to make your custom designs and stuff like that. Ba, 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 da, da. All right, almost done with this end zone here. And then we will get over. Okay, now, I don't have every NFL team downloaded. I just looked for 2 for this particular game, but I'm sure that there is designs out there for every single NFL team. Once we finish with the field for what we're going to do today, and we have Sandman wake up, I can look in the design portal and we can look for Baltimore Ravens. I'm sure there is one. Robert? They have everything in the custom. Like there's people that have designed just about anything you can think of to look up. There's a design in there. There are so many different designs for so many different things. Movies, sports, TV shows, music, like music artists. There's like everything you can think of. All right, so we've got that end zone done. We've got our middle done. Now we need to start building our fences. Oh, actually, shoot. We wanted to pick up the iron nuggets that Figment left so that he could craft some more fences. But actually, I think I keep forgetting because this is a slumber island. We don't need the materials. We can just build as many fences as we want. I keep forgetting that. So we will go around here. We are going to go ahead and place our fence around the whole thing here. Because we don't want them going outside the confines of the field. Whoosh, clunk, whoosh, clunk, whoosh, clunk. All right, 15. I do need to leave myself a couple of spaces so that I can actually get in when we're getting ready to set up for our game tomorrow and bring the players in. So I'm going to leave this open and leave this open just so I can get in. We are going to need to, before we start bringing the players of the teams in tomorrow, we need to create a fence in the middle so that they don't start the game before we're ready, because we're going to have pitfalls. That's going to be how they're tackled. So We don't want them falling in the pitfalls before we actually start the timer for the first half and the second half, like each quarter of the game. We're going to have quarter one, quarter two, and then of course halftime, and then our quarter three and our quarter four. And we are going to have our special commercials, because that's always a big deal in the Super Bowl too, are the commercials. Everybody freaks out about the commercials. If I put this here, is it going to let me then? Okay, good. It does connect there. Sweet. All right. Get our outside perimeter fences. Then I don't think that there's a limit to how many pitfalls you can have on the Slumber Islands. I'm not sure. I'm hoping there is not, because we're going to need a ton of pitfalls for this field. Because we're going to put one, I think, every 3 spaces in each direction. So there'll be 3 empty spaces around each pitfall. Since we can't actually make them tackle each other or intercept or anything like that, that's how we're going to gauge whether they're down. And the players that make it into the end zones, that will be a touchdown. And then I do... No. One more here, and then if I do this way, it'll connect and bend. Okay, sweet, 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 sweet. All right, our outside perimeter is looking pretty good. We got a way to get in, so we're all good there. Hang on a second. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, let's see. 15. We're almost halfway to the field, or to the halfway point of the field. We can probably even do a villager hunt tonight for our 10th villager, because we found that we do need another eagle type character. Although we don't necessarily want it for Mall World, but we just need somebody to have another eagle for our Seahawks team. And I know in the football game, like in the football lineup, there is 11 players on the field on each team at any given time, like while you're playing the quarters. But since you can only have a total, I think, of 10 villagers on your Slumber Island, I think we're just going to have to do 5 and 5. So we have chosen 5 to represent the Seahawks, and we've chosen 5 to represent the Patriots. So that the team lineup, when we start our show tomorrow, we're going to kind of introduce the teams, introduce the players, kind of give a little bit about the players, which teams they're playing for. Of course, some of them it'll be obvious because the Eagle villagers are going to be obviously the Seahawks. But our Patriot villagers will have we'll have on there. We got Sleuth has a referee costume. So she had that from the Super Bowl video that we did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So she's still got that. She can give that custom design pattern to any of our resident representatives that we have here. The person that's going to have the referee costume is going to be the one that has equal amount of villagers on each team. Because some of our resident representatives have more Seahawks players than they do Patriots players. So they'd be more apt for one team over another to win of their villagers. So we're going to choose the one that's the most equal, or that doesn't have any villagers represented that they're bringing in from their previous islands. Okay, so we've got our outside fence built here. I want to just give a test here. Actually, I don't even think that he has 10 villagers to bring in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's only got 9. So I need to see how much room they take up to see how big of a fence we're going to need to do. But what we can do is just kind of gauge, we'll say 2 spaces for every villager here. So we want to put an inside fence here because we want one team to be on this side. Okay, actually, I don't want that. Okay. One, two. That can actually probably fit in 2 off. So let me take this back. All right. And then if we build, that will connect there. 1, 2, 3, because we're going to need 5 villagers in this space. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3. I think 5 villagers can fit in there. Let's just do one more just for good measure. Okay, and then one more on this side. Okay, we need to do a bend here. So if we do that and then do that, that will bend there. Okay. Okay, so let me just give a test here. So we're just going to try to bring in 5. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Ugh, seriously? Oh my God. Stop moving around. 4, 5. Oh, that's plenty room, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's plenty of room. I probably want to make it a little bit thinner because I kind of want them to line up when we're first starting. So let's go ahead and deselect them here. Okay, so let's get our fences back out. Want to make this a little bit thinner. Okay, that will work lovely. Of course, now I've boxed myself in, so we'll do that there. Okay, so then on here, we want to do the same thing on this side here. And then 2, 1, 2, and then this to make our bend. No. There. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the corners. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll do one more here. And then... All right, perfect, perfect. Okay, and then we will put our... All right, so we've got a way to get out from each of those. Actually, let's go ahead and do this and have my inside one as the... There. Okay, so we'll load our players in and then we'll start the timer. So once we're ready to start, we'll set our timer. Okay, timer started. The quarter will start. We'll let the fences off, and then as they walk, they'll fall in pitfalls. That'll be like tackled. If any of the Seahawks players happen to just meander and get over to here, then of course they get a touchdown. If any of the Patriots players happen to meander and get over to here, of course they'll get a touchdown. Actually, I think if any of the villagers get into either end zone, if they walk and get into either end zone, I think we'll start counting points for those, for that team, for whichever player, because we're going to definitely be able to clearly tell which villagers are Seahawks and which villagers are Patriots. So it's not really going to matter which end zone they end up making it into. But whichever players make it into an end zone, that's going to be 6 points. And then I don't know yet how we're going to do the field goals. Maybe we'll just do touchdowns, and maybe that's how it'll be. Let's stop. So that's how we're going to do that. We're going to blow the whistle at the end of 10, and think we're going to reset them. Actually, let's see. For the half, we'll reset them. But for the quarter, I haven't figured out yet what we're going to do for the quarter. Maybe we'll reset them after every quarter. After the first quarter, we'll reset. After the second quarter, of course, we'll reset because we'll have our little halftime show. Then for, of course, the third quarter and then the fourth quarter, and then whoever has the most touchdown points at the end will be whether our villager Seahawks will have won or whether our villager Patriots will have won. So that's how the game will go as far as the touchdown scores and stuff there. So for our field goal goalposts, let's see. we do need to put our pitfalls in too. But for our field goals, I think we were going to go with the let's see. It'd be nice if we could actually kick the ball and like throw the ball and things like that. We decided to go with the festival lights, or it's like an arch. What happened to it? I had it because I had them placed. Where is it now? Did I pass it? Okay, I know I'm not going crazy. I know we had it. What were we using? Oh, you know what? No, it wasn't the festival party arch. It was like the steel tower, the steel cabinet or something like that. This thing, yeah. Construction scaffolding. That's what we were using. So we want to put it exactly in the middle. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And this thing is 2. And let's put it in the end zone, like back at the back, I think. So I think we're going to have like 15 on each side, maybe. The villagers for this island, he's only got 9 so far. Right now we have our starters, Rocket and Pierce. And then we also have Shino and Sky and Naomi and Frank and Kid and Biscuit and Ruby. So Biscuit's staying for sure. Naomi is staying because what we're going for with this island, of the Mall World Island, is kind of like, not necessarily horror or scary, but more of like an unsettling kind of like vibe, because that's the Mall World. The Mall World lore is like this unsettling dreamscape. It's like you don't really feel completely comfortable. It's not scary, but you're kind of uneasy. So we want the villagers with that kind of vibe. So Biscuit's definitely staying. I think we're going to keep Ruby too, because she is on our list because she's got the red eyes and the white, and she's kind of almost like a vampire bunny, I guess you could look like. But Biscuit we definitely wanted to keep because he's got no eyes. And Naomi kind of looks kind of creepy with her red eyes, so we're keeping her. We weren't going to have Shino because we've got Shino right now on one of our other islands. But the more we look at her and the more we talk to her, she kind of looks almost like devilish. Especially when she talks, because she's got fangs. So between her horns and the way her eyes are and her fangs, we're thinking we might keep her on Mall World. But none of these others are really kind of freaky or unsettling or anything. So definitely 1, 2, 3. But the others might be being replaced with some of our other dreamies that we have chosen for this island. So some of the ones that we really want for this island, for the sisterly, I think we would really like Canberra or Cat. For Peppy, we have Carmen as our first choice and Tabby. For normal, we have Vesta or Gale. I have to remember what Gale. I think Gale is the crocodile. For Snooty, of course, Naomi, Soleil. For our lazy, we have Biscuit as our first choice. We also have Rattle and Clyde on our list. For cranky, we have, on our dreamy list, we have Rizzo, Gruff, Sid, Admiral, Groucho. We have Chow kind of with a question mark because he's the red panda, or he's the one that's like, he looks like a normal panda except sunburned, so that's kind of like creepy. And then for Jock, our dreamy for Jock is Jitters. We definitely want Jitters. And then for Smug, we want Pietro, because he's the clown. We might also want Julian, because part of the Mall World Island is the theme park with Figment. So Julian as the unicorn would kind of be ideal for that, for a dream as well. For the Mall World Dreamscape Island. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so let's bring this over a little bit more. Come on. 1, 2. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think maybe 3 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Close enough. Alright, so we want to try to be as center. That's pretty close to center. So we'll just go straight out and put our other field goal. Actually, let's do this right so we're exactly in the center. Alright, so let's get our field goal there. Alright, so that's pretty close to exactly center there. Alright, so let's go talk to Lloyd and get some pitfalls, and we'll start putting our pitfalls down. We need some pitfalls. Alright. Yay, pitfall seeds, please. You want to play around with pitfall seeds. Oh, 10 at a time? This is going to take forever. Or maybe not, since we're only building them every few spaces. Alright. Okay. So I'm hoping that there's not a limit. As I said, we need to plant pitfall seeds around every 3 spaces. So let's dig up some spaces. Okay. We want to start, I think, with the center back here. So one, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Hold on a sec here. I think I want to start from these here. I don't want them to be exactly symmetrical, so maybe... Okay, so from the middle, this is the middle, so I've got 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2. We will do this. We won't have them on the lines there. Okay, so now, okay, so from here, 1, 2, dig. So this is 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1. Oh, no, wait. 2 spaces in between each. 2 spaces. 1, 2, dig. 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 1, 2. 1, 2, dig. 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 Almost right at the end zone here. Okay, so then we have... Actually, before I start digging all these, I want to make sure that there's not going to be a limit on pitfalls, because I don't want to go digging all my holes only to find out that you can only use like 20 pitfalls or something. So let's go ahead and put down these first here. So we will bury 1. We will bury 1. We will bury 1. We will bury 1. Oh, another thing I thought of. I know the villagers can fall in pitfalls on the island, but with it being a slumber island, are they immune to the pitfalls? I need to test and see if a villager... I know that the players, like our island players, can actually fall into pitfalls on slumber islands, but I need to make sure that the villagers can as well. Because otherwise we won't have any tackles in this whole game. Let me go ahead and bury all of these. Being careful not to fall in them myself. Okay, and then bury that. Okay, let's go back and see if he will give us more pitfalls. Please let it be unlimited. If it's not unlimited, then this whole thing is kind of squashed. Pitfall seeds. Yes. I wish we could get more than 10 at a time. I want pitfall seeds. Okay. Can I get more right now? Oh, okay, cool. More. Let's get 50. So we should have 50 now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Awesome. Okay, good. Woo! Game on! I'm so glad. Okay. Good, good, good. Before I go any further, I just want to make sure that... Okay. Walk around. I just want to make sure that they actually can fall in the pitfall. No? I'm going to have to dig one right in front of her. Okay, actually, I have a better idea. Let's test this out here. Okay, now... Okay. I just got to see if they can actually fall into the pitfall. Oh, yes! This is gonna work! Sorry, Rocket. Sorry, it was just... we had to test. No hard feelings, huh? Okay, good. Okay, so we've got those pitfalls there. Let's go ahead and bury one. Bury one. Okay, so we'll put them every couple spaces. We are going to have to, before we start the game, while the field is still fresh, we are going to have to probably get like 50 pitfalls into our pockets just so we can replace them as the game goes on, so that we can represent more tackles. Okay, bury this. So that as a player, a villager player, falls into one, we will be able to replace it with a new pitfall so that we can keep the tackles going, to kind of represent when they're tackled versus when they can continue to keep running the ball, as it were. Alright, so our tackle pitfalls are going nicely. So do you have favorite Animal Crossing villagers? Any that you like, that are your dreamies, or that you prefer over any other villagers? Any favorites? I have too many favorite villagers to name. And a lot of times, I think my favorite villagers are based around specific themes. Like I have a lot of favorites because I have a lot of like favorite themes, as it were. I love almost all of the duck villagers. I think all the duck villagers are adorable. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, dig, 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 1, 2, 1, 2, dig, 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 1, 2, dig. All right, so these are going to be all of our tackles right on the 30-yard line. 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig. I'm so glad that there's no limit to the pitfalls, because this is going to make our field perfect for our game. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Ooh, right on the end zone line. Look at that. Somebody's not going to quite make it to a touchdown. Okay. We need to be careful not to fall in them ourselves as we're doing these. So we need to go ahead and start burying these as we go, because I don't want to dig all my holes and then bury them, because then we're bound to fall into one. And we're going to need to go back to Lloyd and get some more as well here, because we're almost out of our 50. Ba, 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 ba. All right. Do, do, do. I think it's going to be a good game on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Seahawks come back from their 2015 debacle against the Patriots. But I'm super excited for our game tomorrow, our own little Super Bowl. We're going to have a couple of commercials. We're going to do a cool halftime show. We're going to do the whole shebang. So definitely stay tuned. Definitely check in for that. Join us in our live stream tomorrow for our little AC Pitfall Bowl. First of its kind. Nobody's ever done anything like it. I can't wait to see who's gonna win for our game too. It's gonna be interesting to see how many touchdowns they get, how many times they're tackled, how quickly they go through all these pitfalls. $10 more. We're definitely going to need to get probably 50 more. Because we've got all of our circumference, all of our outside perimeter pretty much pitfalled up. We just need to start getting the inner field with our tackles down. Ba-ba-da-ba. Oh no! What am I doing? Okay, bury. I got ahead of myself. I was thinking of burying and I buried instead of planting. Bury one. Alright. Ba-ba-ba. Our last pitfall. Okay, let's go get some more pitfalls so that we can finish our field. Let's see. Does it show on the map where the pitfalls are? I hope not. It doesn't. Okay, good. Cool. Well, not that the villagers are going to be able to see anyway. Okay, so we've got our center. We do need to make a white custom design so that we can put that behind there. Let's see, we're going to need probably going to need more than 50. We're probably going to need like another 100. We're going to need a whole lot of pitfalls. Okay. Hi, it's us again. Pitfall seeds. We're going to play around with pitfall. I wish we could just go straight to like 50. Yeah, I know. I want pitfall seeds. Okay. Pitfall seeds. Thank you. Pitfall seeds. Pitfall seeds. Pitfall seeds. Let's get some more. I think that's 60. Okay. Do we have 60 now? Oh, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, 70. Okay. Wow. I thought we just got 60. Okay. So being very careful not to fall into these. Let's get our shovel back out. And then we'll need to dig some more holes. Let's go ahead and bury one here. Alright, so then we need to do our 2 spaces. 1, 2, dig. 1, 2, oops. Dig. 1, 2, 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 dig. Okay. So then, from here, we've got 1, 2, dig. 1, 2, dig. 1, 2, dig. 1, 2. Actually, we wanted to make them two away so that they're not so close. Well, maybe no, we'll do this. we'll keep with what we're doing. Okay. So even though it's only one away from this one, I think that's going to be okay, because that just means more tackles, which is realistic, because they'd be a lot more tackles as they're closer to the end zone, because you'd have a lot more skin in the game, as it were. So we'll go ahead and bury that. I think, just to make sure that we don't fall into these, we're going to do this. Bury. Oh, it doesn't, okay, it doesn't let us do that, okay. It doesn't let us keep our sidestep stance thing going. So I want to go ahead and do this here. Let's just go ahead and, oh God. 1, 2, 1, 2, dig. 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 1, 2. Actually, we didn't finish that side. Okay. So there's 1. No, that's too much. There. Okay. Oh, don't fall in it. Okay. 1, 2. We'll have to do... Let's do 1 on each side of the line here. Even though it's not 3 spaces, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I don't want it to be exactly lined up, though, with these other stars. So let's do this, because we want it to be a little bit catty corner. One, 2, dig. 1, 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 2, dig. 1. Oh, God, that scared me. I knew it. No. I tried to avoid it. That actually did startle me. That was like a jump scare. Okay. Damn it. I wasted a pitfall. Shit. Okay. 1, 2. And we're going to have that one going there. I thought I had passed it. I thought I'd passed it already to get to here, but I guess I didn't. Obviously I didn't. It was bound to happen, right? We were bound to fall in at least one while we're making these, so now we just got to be super careful. Although it's a slumber island, so it's not like we're spending money on them, but it's just going to take us time to refill them back in with a new pitfall since we wasted it. God, that actually did scare me. Dang it. Okay. I think our best course of action is to fill up all these outward ones and work our way back towards the bed exit. I think that's going to minimize our chances of falling into any more. We just need to be super careful around the ones that we've already planted. So we will give them a wide berth so as not to fall into them. Dang it. I can't believe I fell into that. Okay, so then we'll do this side. And then over here. Ba, ba, ba. All right. We're a little over almost halfway through our 70, and we're probably going to need to get a whole lot more to finish off the south side of the field. Okay, let's be very careful here. Bury this one and then stand here to bury this one. And not fall in it. Okay, do we have any other holes already dug that we just need to plant? Okay. We're not going to fill up our inner field and work out. We want to work from out to in. So we need to fill all these outer ones here. And actually, I think what I want to do is fill all of these so that we're not having to backtrack around the perimeter. So let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, dig, 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 1, 2. Okay, so let's bury this one, and then let's bury this one. Okay, and then let's bury all of these. So we'll work from north to south and work backwards this way. That way we don't have to backtrack and potentially lose another pitfall. All right, going nicely. Going good. Okay. So I will go ahead and let's do this row here. So I want to put one. No, maybe not there. There. 1, 2. 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 There. Avoiding that one. 1, 2. There. 1, 2. There. Okay. Plant this one. Let's plant this one. Let's get around here and plant this one from this side so that we don't fall in. to that other one there. Plant this one. Plant this one. We're more than halfway through our 70, so we are definitely going to need to get a whole lot more. All right. So we're going to need to go over to our east side and start burying some of those in now. So let's go around and then up to here. We've got a lot of work to do on here. So let's see. Okay, I think we'll do that. 1, 2, bury. 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 1, 2. Okay, let's plant this one. Go around. Let's plant this one. Let's plant one. I want to be on this side of it when I plant it. Let's plant one there, just so it's a little bit more involved in that area, just so there's a little bit more around there, because there's a lot of empty spaces, I think, over on that side. I guess I could have made this exactly symmetrical, but I wanted a little bit more randomness to it. Oops. I wonder if the villagers are going to walk in a straight line too, to be able to get touchdowns. That's what I really do wonder. I hope so. I hope they just keep walking straight, and if they fall into a pitfall, I hope they get up and walk the same direction that they were going, instead of like turning around and going the other way. Okay, so now we want one there, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, there. Actually, there aren't any here, so why don't I do this so that we have a little bit off lineup here. I don't want to do right on the line either though, so okay, so there, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. Those are all like right next to each other, but that's okay. That's how tackles work after all. You can get tackled right next to where you were just tackled. I can't wait for this game tomorrow. I'm really so excited. I can't wait to see how this goes. This is going to be so entertaining. We are definitely going to need a whole lot more pitfalls. Okay, we've got 7 more, 6 more. So I want to go there. 1, 2, there. 1, 2, dig. 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 No, that's right next to it. The actual Super Bowl, Robert, on Sunday starts at 4:30, I think Central Time, 4:30 in the afternoon. And the halftime show, there's going to be like 2 halftime shows. There's going to be like the so-called like side halftime show that's like called the American halftime show or something like that. It's got like Kid Rock and some country artists and stuff. But the primary halftime show that they're going to be having is Bad Bunny is going to be the performer of the NFL halftime show, as opposed to the alternate halftime show. A lot of chip sponsors, yes. Chips, and I think there's going to be a lot of advertisements for meal delivery services like Grubhub and things like that. I've just seen like some headlines and some articles about some of the commercials that are going to be featured. Of course, Budweiser, the beer. There's going to be a lot of beer advertisements. Yeah, chips, Pringles and Doritos, I'm sure are going to have ads. Budweiser, I know that they always have ads. Let's do one here as well. I think, if I remember right, I think there was a Jeep commercial last year or maybe the year before for Jeep cars. I know a few years ago they had that the car commercial with like Smart Pack that like took place in Boston with Chris Evans and John Krasinski, and I can't remember the girl's name. She's a Boston comedian, but that was one of my That's been one of my favorite commercials of the Super Bowl, like of all time. The Smart Pack, using the Boston accent. Have it, yeah, go pack your car. Okay, we need to get some. Ooh, I almost fell in that one, you see. I need to be careful when I'm running, since I've got pitfalls planted all over the place now. I think, let me just take a gander at the field here. I wonder if we should just go ahead and get 100. We still have way more than half this side to fill in. Yeah, we're probably going to need like 100. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to need a whole crap ton. Yeah, lots and lots of commercials. I was reading an article, I think it said something like for a Super Bowl commercial, for a 30-second Super Bowl commercial, these companies are spending like $8 million or something like that for a 30-second spot, because it's such a coveted like commercial spot, because so many people watch the game. So it's like a crazy amount of money spent on like a little 30-second commercial. All right, we need some more pitfalls, sir. Yes, we want to play with pitfalls. We would like pitfall seats. Thank you. Thank you. 20. 30. 40. 50. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right. So we have 100 in our pockets now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. All right. Actually, I want to... I just want these all in the same row. So, all right. Let's be careful not to run into our pitfalls. We had dug some holes over here, so let's go ahead and fill these in here. All right. Bury a pitfall. All right. I think I dug some more holes. I saw some holes dug. No, okay. So, how far have we gotten going southbound on this side? Okay, so we are about even. Okay, so we'll bury there. 1, 2, 3. The actual Super Bowl is on Sunday, but our Super Bowl is going to be tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow with our this game, that the field that we're creating right now is going to be in use tomorrow. Because I don't want to stream it on Sunday because I feel like I'd be shooting myself in the foot because everybody'd be watching the Super Bowl and they wouldn't be watching my stream. So I'm having my game on Saturday. The actual Super Bowl is actually Sunday. So let's do... I think that's fine here. Bury that. Okay. Cool. So that's coming along nicely. Got a whole field full of pitfalls. Say that 5 times fast. Field full of pitfalls. Field full of pitfalls. Football field full of pitfalls. For the Pitfall Bowl 2026. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Oops. Okay, so now we need... I want to get one there. There. 1, 2, there. 1, 2, there. 1, 2, there. 1, 2, there. 1, 2. Let's put one there. And then bury this one. And then we will bury this one. Bury that. All right. So many pitfalls. I guess I could have made the field a tad bit narrower. But hindsight's 2020, you know. That's my fault. Okay, I want to put one right there. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll bury this. I think we'll just finish this whole side and then we'll go over and finish the east side. That way we don't have to keep running back and forth to the north and south. Just get one whole side done and then just get the other whole side done. All right. Sweet. Okay, so we want to bury that there. 1, 2, bury. 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 1, 2. Because that one's right there, so we don't want to put it like right next to it. We'll put it catty corner. All right. I feel like there's a gap over here. We need one here, I think. Let's put one there. Okay. Working around this fence is going to be kind of tricky. Once we get the villager teams populated in, and we set the timer, we're going to have to take away the fence and not fall into a pitfall ourselves taking out the fence. So we're going to have to take out the fences from the inside so that we don't ourselves fall into a pitfall when we're letting the teams loose. When the whistle blows. Okay, so bury one. Let's bury this one. Okay. Almost done, and then we're going to go back. Once we have Sandman wake up, we wanted to look up in the design portal for the Baltimore Ravens for Robert. Because he wants to see the pixel art Baltimore Ravens logo. I'm sure there is one. There has to be one. Okay, let's bury this one here. Let's bury this here. 1, 2, there. 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 1, 2. Okay. God, we are going through pitfalls like crazy. There's going to be like 500 pitfalls on this whole field, I think, by the time we're done. There's going to be a lot of tackles in this in our game tomorrow. But with 10 villager players on the field, it's going to be utter chaos. they're all going to be falling into pitfalls like all at once, I think. Okay. I wish there was a way we could do like an overhead to see like how it looks over from the overhead. Like I wish there was like a helicopter or some kind of plane or something, kind of like in Dinkum, where we could like fly up high and see like how our progress is like from overhead. I hope they put that in the next Animal Crossing game, because that'd be beneficial for sure. 1, 2, there. 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 1, 2. Okay, we need to be really careful when we're entering the field tomorrow so that we don't fall in these pitfalls. Be super cautious. Bury that. Alright. God, we're only like halfway through this side of the field. Oh, maybe a little. Yeah, we're more than half. Okay. It's not so bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was. But then we still got to do the other side, the east side of the field too. So we're probably going to need to get 100 more pitfalls just to finish that side. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. All right. Bury that. Okay, so I want to build this one in this empty spot here. Actually, yeah, because there's too big of an empty space here, I think. So actually, we do want some empty spaces so that we can actually get some touchdowns. Because if they're falling the whole time, that's gonna... Let me see here. If we did one... No, either way, it's going to be right next to a star. So let's do that. Yeah, we're just going to have to... Okay, that will fill in some of that space there. So let's go ahead and plant that one there. Let's plant this one here. Let's plant this one here. Okay, I want to start getting this area filled in here, so we'll go ahead and start filling in this perimeter here, just so we don't have to backtrack and fall into another hole here. So I want to do that there, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, actually... Plant that there. Let's do there and there. Oh gosh, I gotta be careful. I gotta hug this hole so that I don't fall into the pitfall again. That was no bueno. No bueno at all. Let's fill in That's fine there. 1, 2. Actually, we need to start filling in this stuff here. So let's fill that in. 1, 2. There. 1, 2. There. 1, 2. There. 1, 2. 1, 2. There. 1, 2. There. 1, 2. There. Okay. Yeah, we are definitely going to need a ton more pitfalls. Okay. Oops. God, I can't believe how many pitfalls we are actually going through. They go fast. Okay. We're almost done with this side of the field though, so that's good. We've just got maybe a couple more rows to go here. So let's actually 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, dig, 1, 2. I want to leave some of the area around the line, the 30-yard line, open so that when we come in tomorrow, we can actually get through to get in here to put our teams in their little corrals. And let's see. So we are going to be pulling in the coaches from Potpourri and Clue and Science and I think Skedaddle too. Let me see. Because we've got players. We've got 2 players from Potpourri. 2 of the players are from Science. 2 of the players are from Mall World. 1 player from Skedaddle and 3 players from Clue. So we are going to have the coach from Potpourri. We're going to have Sleuth from Clue. Of course, Maths from Skedaddle. And then probably R&D from Science. And then, of course, it'll be Sandman for Mall World. So it looks like our referee will probably be from Potpourri because there's 1 of each team from the island of the Potpourri past villagers. So that'll work out nicely. So the person from Potpourri will get to wear the referee's uniform, the little black and white stripes. All right. Actually, I want to start from the outside so that I don't have to backtrack and possibly get myself stuck with some of these pitfalls. So we will do this. We'll do that. And then just bury as we backtrack out here. So let's bury this one here. Bury that one there. Let's bury this one here. There's a big empty space here, so we'll bury one there. Okay, and then let's bury one here. Let's bury one there. We are almost done with this side. Actually, let's put this one back here. That'll work there. Then we can bury this one here. And then let's bury one here. Bury these here. Bury this here. Okay. Bury that. Bury that. Bury that. Okay, let's do that, and then actually that. That way it's a little bit more spaced, and we've filled in some of the empty spaces to a smaller degree. All right. Cool. Okay, so that side of the field is done. Let's bury the ones that we have on this side here. So we want to work out from here. So let's get all of these dug. Let's bury these here. Let's bury that here. And then I think we do want one right here. We want to fill up this space here. Let's bury one here. And then let's put one there, just so that space is kind of filled in there. And then we will fill up one here. And then one, oops, that's too close. Let's put one there. Okay, now we need to go back and get 100 more. God. Hopefully that'll be enough. We'll make it enough. Okay, we need to walk very carefully along our 30-yard line. Because we do not want to fall in again. Alright, it's us again. Pitfall. Yep. Pitfall. Okay, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. No. Alright, so this should do it. This should get us the rest of the way, I think. If it doesn't, then we're gonna make this work. Okay. So this is going to be our last 100. So let's go ahead and get our shovel. Let's not get bit by the mosquito. Let's do in the empty spaces kind of here. 1, 2, 3. To kind of fill in where those other gaps on the other rows are in here. I'm not falling for that again. Fool me once. Let's actually start working outwards from here. Let's do putting these in the middle here. Okay, so that will be good for that. They're a little bit closer together than they are in the other places, but that'll be okay. They'll just get more tackles as they're approaching the end zone. So it'll make the touchdowns a little bit more exciting to see them tackled right before the touchdown. Okay. We're going to burn through our 100 pretty quick. I prefer not to say my real name on here. I just for internet rules, you know. You just call me Red or Redhead. Or Ginger. No, don't call me Ginger. I don't want to be called Ginger. Okay, let's bury these here. 1, 2. Actually, let's do this one like there, and then we can have that offset here from those holes above it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. So some of them are a little bit more clustered together than some of the others here. We are almost done. Oh, maybe not quite as almost done as I anticipated. Okay, 1, 2. Let's plant this one here. Ba, ba, da, ba. Okay. So we need to start building outwards from here. Let's do one here, 1, 2, 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 here, 1. Actually, let's do that just so it's a little bit more filling in some of those holes right outside of the 30-yard line. And then we'll bury that one. Bury this one. Okay, so once we finish with the pitfalls that we currently have in our pockets, even if we haven't finished with the field, we're going to have Sandman wake up. We can just fill in the last few rows. If we still need more pitfalls after that, we can do those off stream, because you've kind of seen the idea that we're going for here. So we want to look up that design, because I'm curious to see now too, like some of the other sports teams. Since we only searched for the Patriots and the Seahawks for this particular game, excuse me, I'm super curious to see what some of the other designs look like for the other teams. All right, got this. Gonna fill in this one. I think this side of the field looks a little bit more sparse than the other side as far as placement of pitfalls. The other side might be a little bit more crowded with pitfalls, but again, I wish there was a way I could look at the overhead to kind of see and gauge like whether one side is more stacked than the other for pitfalls. I hope they're even. I hope I have the same amount. I guess that's what I should have done. I should have got the same amount for each side of the field and just kind of scattered them throughout. I want to do one here. Oh, good night, Robert. Thanks for joining. Tune in tomorrow for the game. We're going to look up the Baltimore Ravens thing so you can check back the VOD afterwards to see the design of that Baltimore Ravens thing, to see what kind of designs are out there from some of these other creators that do the pixel art. I want to put this one here. Alright, fill this in here. Oh no, I wanted to do this. And then have that. And then that, I think. Okay, bury that one. And then bury this one. And then bury that one. Bury that one. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more open space on this side than there is on the other side. I'm going to have to, once I finish this side, I'm going to have to kind of gauge and take a look and see. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Okay, I want to fill in this space here. Fill in there. 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 We're going to leave this empty so that we can walk the 30-yard line to get our players in tomorrow. So let's go ahead and put our pitfalls in here. And in here. And, oh no, God. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, up, and then Pitfall Berry. Up, Pitfall Berry. Up, and Pitfall and Berry. 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 And berry. And berry. Okay, so I want to fill in, there's a gap here. I can fill in here. That's going to be right next to that to fill in that gap. Maybe I just want to do it here, even though it's like right in line with that one there. But that's okay. I think at this point I just want to start filling in gaps and not necessarily be going based on rows, even though I went on rows all through there. Let's see. So let's put one. Why is it going off to the side? Okay, I guess it's just going to have to be that way, just to fill in some of these gaps here. They're going to be like right next to each other. But I think that'll be okay. I don't think it's going to be too bad. There'll be a lot of tackles. Okay, so now we want to start building out this way since we're at our last curve here. So we want to let's build one here. And then we will put one here. And then let's put one, nope, here. Let's put one here. It's going to be kind of off to the side here. Let's put one here. I want to fill in this gap here. Okay. Be very careful not to fall in. Let's dig one here. Okay. Some of them are going to have to be right in line with some of the others just to be able to fill in some of the gaps, so I think that's unavoidable. Especially because there's not even spaces between them, so they are going to be one right next to each other. Because if we want some that are 3 spaces apart and some that are 2 spaces apart, to avoid gaps, we're going to have to put some like one right next to each other, like we see up there, up to the right there. Let's fill in. We can put 2 here, so if we put one there. I want to fill in this gap here. So again, that's going to have to be right next to that, because we can't get one in between there without falling in ourselves. So let's get, I want to do, that works. And then there, and then there. Okay. We're getting to our 30-yard line here, so we're going to be able to fill in this blank area here. We can start making them here and there, so it's a little bit staggered there. And then let's put this one here. Okay, and then if we put, no, I didn't want that there. But I don't want to fall in either. There, that's what I wanted. Because I know for sure if I had done it from this side, I would have fallen into that hole there. So let's avoid falling into another pitfall. We don't want to do that. We've got 20 more that we can use. So we're just filling in all of these empty spaces now here. I want to fill in this way out. 2. Yeah, we'll do that, even though it's right next to each other. Actually, let's do this. Let's undo that and let's bury one here instead. That way it's a little bit off from both of those other two, and then we can fill in some of this more blank area here. We want to do here, here, and here. And then we'll fill in and I think any extra left after we finish this side, we can probably stand to use some more on the other side. I don't want to fall into this hole here. Let's do from this side so that we're sure to not fall into one of the pitfalls that we've already dug over there. Okay. 10 more to use. 9 more, 8 more. Okay, so we do want to keep our 30-yard line relatively clear so that we can actually get our villager team members loaded onto the field. So let's do this. Okay, so we'll do that, and we will do that. And then let's do, that mosquito better leave me alone. Okay, so being very careful, let's put one, oh, we can't put one in the middle. It's got to be, it's going to be one right next to the other. What about putting one there. Be very careful. And then we can put, if we are very careful around here, can we put one in one of these blank spaces here? No, it's still kind of too close together. So let's actually get out of here because we don't want to fall in again. Okay, we can actually, we've got 3 more left. So let's go around. Let's kind of go around and see where we might be able to fit one in without having to navigate through the sea of pitfalls here. So we've got them pretty evenly spaced along the perimeter here. Okay. Let me take a look at the other side. On the other side of the 30-yard line. They're all pretty close. We can probably fit some, let me see. I just can't see. Yeah, I've filled in pretty much most of the gaps pretty well. What about over, oh, there is one over there. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else that I would put. Walk very slowly here. Let's put my fence back up. Let's get our fence tool. Alright, so if we go down here, straight out, let's put one here. Put one here, and let's put one here, because we can get around those. We still have enough room to get into our Patriots pen there. Okay. Cool. All right, we've got our field all built. We're going to have our teams coming in. We're going to introduce our teams. Let's just save this just to make sure. Let's just keep it at that. Okay. Just in case. And then let's look up some of these other team designs. Yes. saving. It sure is saving a lot. That's okay. Let's look at the design portal. Let's look at, we'd like to access the custom portal. Yes. We wanted to look at some of the other pixel art of some of the other teams. So like, just out of curiosity, just to kind of see what it looks like here. Let's see. Baltimore Ravens, he wanted to see. Oh. Well, there's the B, and that looks pretty good for the B. I would have thought they would have had the whole logo. That's kind of disappointing. They've got jerseys. That's kind of good. Huh. What about... Da Bears. Da Bears. Oh, wow, that one looks really good. That's alright. That one's pretty good for pixel art. Wow, look at that. And then, of course, they've got the clothes. They're 34, of course, 52. What about, let's see, what about, the Denver Broncos? What kind of designs do they have for that? Wow! That's pretty good for pixel art. Look at, oh, and look at this one too. Holy camole, these pixel artists are good. Man. Let's see. We could do one more. Oh, I'm not going to have enough room. 49ers. What about if I typed it out? I was thinking of Giants. I was thinking of 49ers. Will that bring up anything? Not bad. That one's pretty good. What about... That's what I get before. I was thinking of two cities at the same time. I was typing in San Francisco Giants. I was thinking of New York. Oh, they've just got the NY. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. What about clothes? Oh, they mostly just got hats for this one. So yeah, all kinds of designs. That's pretty cool. Got some really good pixel artists out there. I could never. Well, I probably could, but it would probably take me like a week to do something even relatively good at all. But yeah, so we've got our field all built. We've got our fences all built. We've got the end zones. We've got our tackle pitfalls. We're going to be able to have our game intro, kind of like our pre-show that we're going to do. We're going to introduce the teams and the players on each team. And then we're going to set up our teams in their little corrals. And then we're going to start the timer for quarter one and see how many touchdowns we get from each team. Quarter two is going to reset. Then we're going to have our little halftime show. Of course, there's going to be commercials in between the quarters as well. We're going to have our own little commercials. So definitely check us out tomorrow. We're going to be streaming. Look out for that.